Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Barry and today I will be focusing on the tools available in the ArcGIS web application viewer. Okay, so I'll get started, and again this is the launching point for our GIS web application and information. Here's the new web application link that I will be covering today. The legacy platform, also known as Parcel Viewer, and the real estate data key web, where you can search parcels information. Okay, so I'll just select the new GIS platform link. And again, if this is the first time opening the application, or if you're opening for the first time in a new web browser, you may be presented with a splash screen with a disclaimer within that, and you'll need to select the checkbox and OK button to close that. So this is the map viewer. I went over previously the layers here and a little bit of functionality within the map viewer here. Again, if you click and hold your mouse down, you can drag the map around, zoom in and out with your mouse wheel or the tools here. Okay, this is the default extent home button, which just takes you back to the opening default zoom level of the map. And just to get a perspective of this tool, my location, similar to what's available in Google Maps and Bing Maps, whatnot. Click that and it'll zoom to your current location. The first time using that tool, you'll likely be presented with a pop-up asking you to allow your device location details. You will need to allow that for this tool to work. And these buttons here just go to previous, next extent. If you just want to go back one to where you were, forward to different views that you accessed previously. The base map gallery here, if I click that, you'll see you're presented with different base maps. Currently, this community map is the current default base map here, with a few added features here that I have turned on for local data. Okay, this is the base map alone. So you have many options here for to see different base maps. Okay, just based on whatever you like. And all of these do rescale with different details at different zoom levels. See, typical of GIS data. When you zoom in more, you may see more details. And some imagery available. Though we do have additional images available as layers here, which have more information regarding the dates acquired. Okay, so I'll just go back to the original base map and show you some more functions of tools. Excuse me, are also called, and I may refer to them as widgets. It's the true name of the tools in ArcGIS Online applications. They call them widgets. So here, this search field, basically same, very similar to Google Maps, other map engines that you may have used already in the past. The more you type here, the more option, or the more localized address options you'll be given in the drop down selection here. So if I select the first one, it goes to my current to our office address, okay, for Pittsylvania County Administration. So then you have a few options here. You can get directions to and from here. Add a marker if you want to visualize that location in the map with that. Okay, so, and here's another directions tool where you can just put a starting and ending address, and again several options will pop up eventually after you start typing. Okay, and it'll automatically create a path and zoom into that, and you have the address information here that you can save or print out for yourself. Okay, and some other options, not much there. No. Similar to Google Maps, you know, you can specify a time which counts for traffic basically. Okay, now one thing to note about many of these tools available in this application is, you note the clear link here. So if I just close this tool box, it will leave that drawing of the directions in there unless I clear it. Okay, and the reason for that is you may want to leave it in there for a while you work in the map. So I'm going to clear it here. Okay, and now also, if you note down here in the bottom left of the map viewer is the coordinate information, which some people may find more useful than others, and that just shows the coordinates of your mouse cursor. Okay. Excuse me. So if you notice, here's a chart widget. Now, the only chart available currently is demographics in there. So in order to use that, I need to turn on this layer of demographics. Okay, and the layer within the group is already checked, so I just need to activate that group layer. And if you expand the layer, you'll notice several categories, being population per square mile of the entire county based on 2020 Census Bureau information, and the population per square mile going from the lighter shades to darker with increasing density of people, okay? And as you notice, of course, the darker shades are most likely around cities and town centers, okay? So in order to use the chart widget, once that's selected to display that layer of demographics, I'll select it again. I can add some other chartable data later possibly, and that's one advantage of having this new web application is that we can modify it internally, and that also results in saving taxpayer money, being that we can manage this application ourselves, that we already pay for as opposed to paying a subscription service for someone else to host our data on the web. You do have to select the layer in the chart toolbox. If I had other chartable layers in the application, they would show up here as well. But you do need to select the one you want to work with. I can hit apply to get statistics of the entire county, or select this to use spatial filter to limit features. In that I can zoom in and out and select only features within the current map area, which will just then would get statistics for the area of the features that you see currently at that zoom level. Or another option is I can select a user-defined area with any of a variety of selection tools, and just to show how this works, I'll select one, just random tool, and draw just by selecting, clicking my left mouse arrow, my left mouse button, and holding it down while I drag the shape to enlarge it, okay, or decrease it just by moving my mouse. So I'll let go and it'll save that shape there. Let go of my left mouse button then. And now when I select apply, the chart will be generated, and all features within that area I selected are zoomed to and kind of highlighted in the map. Now I need to drag this back over here, because if I want to resize this window, the only location to do so is in the bottom right corner, where you can left mouse click, hold, and drag to resize the chart window, or select this magnifying glass to enlarge it to, cover nearly the full screen. You can hover over the chart and it'll give you all of the statistics. Okay, and you have several options with this settings gear. You can turn on and off some options in the chart. You can change the color ramps. Okay. Okay, that's that's it for the charts. Chart widget. So I'll go ahead and turn off this layer now to move on. And moving up here to the banner, we have some other tools. The legend tool, just showing a quick, easy way to view the feature symbology of whichever layers you have turned on at any given time, as opposed to going through and expanding each one of the layers to view them. Okay, so just a quick way to see those symbols and what they're representing. Okay, the print widget. Excuse me. You can change the title to whatever you like. And you can select different page layouts and sizes. You can select the map only, which will just print out the map view. Okay, but if we select a template, pre-formatted page template, and different file format options here to save it as, I like PDF. It's pretty scalable at different print sizes once it's created. If you select Advanced, you have some further options here. I usually don't mess with these, but this option's helpful at times though, because you can select current to get your current scale, and you can change that if you want to print different scales of the map view. And I will change that just to show what it does in the printout. Okay, so just select Advanced again to close that window, that pop-up, and I'll hit print. As you can see, it's generating a print job, and once complete, it'll show your print file icon with the title. Then you just click on that and it'll open in your default PDF viewer or whatever other file format you export it as. And as you notice, the map scale here, because I changed it, is zoomed in more than this one, right? That's because I changed it in the advanced properties right here. I typed in a different scale. Okay, and here's the title that I changed it to, and it just, you know, adds the legend items by default, which, you know, some of these you do have options to adjust in those advanced properties as well. So then you can save or print locally to a local printer that map. Okay, or I can just save it wherever I like and rename it if you'd like. Okay, so let's close that. And again, I can leave, you know, my print jobs in here to access again later if I like. See, it'll save them until you hit clear prints. The draw tool now we'll go over, and that's a pretty handy tool, which if I click on that again, I can select whatever drawing type, and the one handy tool available with this is each one, or many of these draw options have like a location or measurement options, but you do need to turn them on because it's off by default. You can change, we have several options to change the units, font size. So now with that, and I can select a different variety of symbols here. So symbol size. So if I now just select a feature in the map that I want to draw on, it'll show that dot that I selected along with the coordinates of that location. And this is handy if you want to print out a map again with something as such on it that you've drawn. Okay, let's clear that for now, and I'll just go over some other options with the tools here. Here's a text tool where you can just type in something that you like. Change the font color if you like, font size, and wherever you click, it'll add that text. And again, it'll keep it, you zoom in and out, it'll keep it on the map. And if you want to print a map with text, that you place on it, near features, whatnot, you can then do so until you clear it, as such. Now, for some of these other extents, draw modes, you can again show measurements. Like this one will show, because it's an area feature, you can change the opacity of it if you like, but shows area measurement or perimeter. So if I draw, for area tools, you basically, like this one, I would just click, left mouse click, hold it down, drag it to the size I want, and then release my mouse button. Okay, and it'll label, because you have show area measurement, it'll label the area within that box I drew inside of it there. And again, I can then print this with that drawing in it to a PDF or other file format. Okay, so let's clear that for now. And the polygon tool is similar. It's an area measurement tool, but if you use the polygon tool, the advantage of it is, say you have a feature like the township boundary of Chatham that is not an exact equal shape. Well, if you want to draw something as such, you can use a polygon tool, because area measurement, so on. And that way, let's change this to acres. That's an option. Now with this tool, the beauty of it is you can left mouse click. I'm not holding it down. I just clicked once for a starting point there and released it. Okay, it says click to continue drawing though, so I'll just kind of follow this outline and click. It says double click to complete, but I don't want to yet, so I released my left mouse button though, and you notice it's starting to create an area shape wherever I move my mouse. But to continue outlining this shape, I will click at each intersection or point of curvature that I like to make. I will click once. Each time I click, it creates a vertex in which I can then move to another point and continue following a shape then that I can outline an area that does not have equal sides, right? So I'm at each point of curvature I want to make, I click once with my left mouse button. And it's hard to trace shapes as such though with exactly, but it'll get you in a ballpark to get at least a pretty close idea of that and a dimension. Okay, of course none of these tools have results that you can use in defense of anything or an exact science, but if you just want to get a ballpark estimate or information, it'll give you that. It'll just put you in a ballpark. But someone else may need to hit the home run for you, right? Like an attorney or such, for exact information, or a surveyor. Okay, so I double click to end it there, and it labeled the area in acreage. Okay, and I can close it and it'll save it if I close that toolbox. And I can print it if I want to with that on it, right? Reopen a tool to clear it though. Okay, this tool is similar, but it doesn't draw. You go through the act of drawing or tracing on a map with it, but it doesn't leave a drawing on the map. It's just something to get a quick and dirty idea. You use it the same way pretty much though as a draw tool. It's just a quick way to easily get some idea of a measurement of a feature. I'm just gonna do it real quick. Double click to end, and it gave me acreage. Okay, it just spits out the value here in the toolbox. So I'll clear that. So that's the area. You can change the units here. This is the linear measurement tool. You change the units here too. We'll just leave it there for now, or well, change it to miles. And now if you just want to measure something, a feature from, you can select points of curvature here too, and it'll, you know, when you double click to end it, it'll give you the total measurement of that entire line feature. And location, I just want to get coordinates of a feature, that'll give it to me. And you can change units here, okay, on the fly. So I'll clear that. Just good tool to get measurements real quick. Share tool here. You can copy the link to share to social media. You have some options here. Okay. Now this search tool here will search, as you can see when I hover over it, it will search only county data and only certain layers, okay, that is, you know, good to have searchable, basically. So if I select the tool in the drop down here, I have several options, or I can search all, but I can search the assessed parcels by number, parcel ID number, all of the parcels by parcel ID number, property address, or the landowner name. Okay, so just to make it simple to find something right now, I'll select property address. Now this searches tax parcels, so I will go ahead and turn them on in the map. Okay, and I'll start typing in the search bar an address, and as you see, when you type in a certain amount of characters, again, it'll give you options to select. So say I want, again, 1 Center Street, I'll select that from the drop down, and it'll zoom to that parcel. Okay, so, and it'll put a marker on it. Or I can select all, and we'll try that again with the address. Okay, just select another one. Okay, so you can select all here to search all these layers, or you can just select one to search. As you can see here, it's giving me the option of a GPIN number to select. Okay, so that's that. And the bookmark tool, you can add bookmarks and you can name them whatever you like. Okay. And then once you add bookmarks, it will save them, continue to save them here. And I think they will remain as long as you don't clear data in your browser cache. Like this one was from a previous session, browser session, bookmark. So if I select it, it'll zoom and pan to the map area of which I created that bookmark. If I go back to this one I just created, see, it does the same, zooms back to that extent. Okay, and you can clear them. You can edit the name or clear them by just hitting the X beside it. And select the feature tool. If I select that, you'll see, you need to select whatever layer you want to use this tool with. And say the assessed parcels, then I select this, and you have options here of how to draw the feature. So you can select multiple features maybe. So if I click, left mouse click and drag, hold it down and drag and release, excuse me, it selected all of them features that my shape has come in contact with at some point. Being these are area features, it selected all of them that my shape came in contact with at some point in that area of the feature. Okay, then shows the count of features here, 6. And here the 3 dots to the right of that layer name. If I select that, there's several options there. Okay, I can export the results to a spreadsheet. Okay, very useful for some folks. So it'll export all of the GIS data. again, this and the assessed parcel layer pulling from, most of it pulling from the real estate data site, which is good because that's always up to date. Okay, so I'll clear that and move on. This tool near me, if I hover over it, you can see that name. So if I select that, now with this tool, it currently works to find the tax payment locations, so I need to turn that on, or waste collection sites. Okay, so I need to turn that on for it to search those locations or features. Okay, so I have all of those on now, and so now I can select, type in an address, or I can select again this button to put it to my current location, and I can use this slider to change the search radius. Okay, and the map interactively zooms to that scale to show all of the locations within that search radius. Okay, as you can see. And then here, down here, it shows me all of the features found within that radius from my location of tax payment locations, solid waste convenience centers, solid waste green box sites. So currently, those are the 3 layers this tool works for, which again, the beauty of this application is I can modify that in the future if need be, or if capable. You know, it has to make sense that a layer is searchable, okay, which most of them are, of course, in GIS. So if I select one of these I'm looking for, like the convenience centers, okay, I select that, select it again, and then I have options to get, it gives me the information of the site down here, but I have options to get directions to it as well. Okay, and that tool by default clears the drawing, directions drawing or whatever once you close the tool, but it'll give you or I can even select this button to select the location I want to plot. Say I just want to plot an intersection that I know is near me and look up locations near there, right? Okay, select that, then I can select one of these locations that I'd like to get to, and directions. You can zoom in and out and it'll still show the directions as long as you have this toolbox open though. And you can print out directions, of course, again. Okay, so let's close that and move on. And so now the final tool in the banner is a swipe tool. Now in order for that tool to work, again, just by information that I think is handy to show in a tool, is the 4 layers of imagery down here. Okay, and this tool I can set to use for any data. Okay, but I mean, really it's only useful to compare data series, right? The changes, which currently is basically the imagery in here that you can really verify any changes, okay? So let me just zoom in to get a perspective of something, some features that we can see may have changed to some degree. So, excuse me, I'll select the tool now, swipe, and as you can see, I can select which layer to swipe here, and it puts a dividing bar in the middle of the map view. And so if I hover over that, and then you see the cursor change to a directional feature, and I'll left click my mouse and hold it down, and I can move this bar then from side to side to view changes between the different years available of the imagery, okay? Okay, and that's about all for that tool that's available. Handy tool though to see changes in data. Okay, and basically the last remaining two tools, this one here is just to expand the map view to full screen, which gets rid of your browser bar, toolbar, which is handy if you're going to be working in the map for a while and want to be able to see more. Of course, that tool will help, and then I can decrease it back down by clicking on it again. And down here, if you notice in the lower right corner of the map is a little arrow. So if I select that, it'll show me my location, my view location, in a pop-up box of a larger map to get perspective, a better perspective of where you're at in relation to the region, right? And I can maximize that then, okay? Minimize it again and close it by clicking on that arrow again. Okay, so that covers all of the tools or widgets available currently in this particular web application. So, and I think this will probably close out the video tutorial series. Okay, but of course you can contact us at our main web page here. Here's my phone number, email. If you need, if you have more questions or information needed, okay? And I thank you and enjoy.